good to have you joining us on our program today, Democracy Watch on NC Ijebu-Ode. This time around, we have a very important personality in our studio who will be telling you some of the program that he has for us if given the chance to attain the exalted position that he's aspiring for in Ogun State. This person that is here with me today is a very big politician in Ogun State. He has served Ogun State meritoriously and he has so many achievements recorded during the time. I'm sure by the time I introduce to you, you will also know the person I'm talking about. Welcome with me, the ADC governorship candidates in Ogun State, Prince Boyega Isiaka. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much, and good day, viewers at home.
Our people in Ijebu is happy to see you on this program.
I'm also pleased to be here.
We have about 91 political parties
Yes.
in the country, and your party is one of the new among all these parties. I want to ask, sir, what does your party, what does it stand for? The ADC, what does it stand for?
Well, it's like you said, it's one of the parties, not necessarily that new, but in terms of seeking for political office in Ogun State. This is the first time that the party will be seeking for political office at this level. It's been in existence for some time. This is the first time it's seeking for political level. But truth of the matter is that it is always better to place more emphasis on the person than the platform, the party. For us, we have assembled ourselves, myself as the gubernatorial candidate. We have 26 assembly candidates, and we are determined to achieve a greater Ogun State. We are determined to work towards ensuring that our people enjoy, more life, more abundant, and that the facilities and the opportunities that we have around us, we are able to wake them up to the benefit of our people. We are determined to do this with our mind, with a strong mind and a good heart, which at the end of the day, like I used to say, is the main thing. So we are also determined to, look at the opportunities that we have all around the state, being fair to every nooks and crannies of the state, and not just concentrating or looking at one aspect. We do not want a situation where our state will be defined that it is only when you are from a particular place that you get to office, that is when you can have a fair share of development. That is not a good description for our politics. So we are determined to look at all of this, and we believe that we have all the good mind and the good deed to be able to do this, and we shall do this. Yes.
So you are not new in the contest. I'm sure you have joined in 2015. You have gone around Ogun State. You've seen where the shoe pinches. You've seen where there is need for you to improve. So among all these areas, if you get there, which one will you take as a priority?
Education.
And why?
It is education. Now, number one, that is the bedrock of development. That is the bedrock of development. That we are who we are today in Southwest is because of the education that our forefathers gave to us, and that is what gave us the edge. And when you look at the world, the countries that do very well in the world in the area of human capital development are those ones that privilege to education and health, those basic human capital development indices. And human brain and human capacity, development of human brain and human capacity is that main thing that you can do that can now take care of all other areas. And again, given where we are coming from, the level of education is definitely not good enough. It is right to say that our education system is in shambles all across, from primary to secondary to tertiary institutions, and therefore we can't afford to lose that edge. We got that edge since the 50s. We cannot afford to lose that edge at this stage. So we have to go back to it. In the last WAEC, Ogun State was number 19th. That is not the Ogun State that we all know. Education institutions, tertiary institutions have been shut down for months. No salary. Teachers are not getting the best of it. And our own take is that we have to take care of that sector very well. So in terms of priority, that is our priority number one, and it has to do with the curriculum changes. effect the necessary changes in our curriculum. It has to do with ensuring that the greatest asset in the education system, the teachers, are given, their morale are boosted as much as possible. It has to do that with the right infrastructure. And when we say the right infrastructure, not necessarily building gigantic buildings that we call model schools that are not completed in several years. I mean, half of those monies that is tied down in some of those things will make the best of all the schools that we have around us. It also means access to education. I was in most part of our state today. Most of our classrooms are overcrowded. I mean, with less teachers and all of that. We have to attend to all of this. We need to up our education system. So, really, and without missing word, our number one priority is education. Of course, that is what will now, dovetail into better employment, because again, you must have employable youths for both for now and the future before you can talk about employment. That will also dovetail into ensuring that we utilize the opportunities that we have around us. Because again, if you have all the opportunities and you don't have the right kind of people to do it, they will not be able to do it. So those are the things that we are looking at. Of course, we have a 7-point agenda as we put it.
I was about to ask for that.
Yeah, but of course, because so aside that, I mean, I was talking about because we're talking about priority. The other one is health, and our health facilities are also very poor. And in that one, the good thing is that it's not so much about even building new structures. There are a lot of structures in our state that are locked up because of one infrastructure or the other: water, electricity, personnel, and all of that. There are cobwebs in more than half of our maternities and hospitals, primary health centers that we have in our state. So we have to look at it. Then we have to look at our road. Our roads are bad. There is no doubt about that. I have mentioned that of Ijebu so many times. On my way here now, even from the Ogun side of the state, it's all the same. It's all the same story. Right in the capital, in our major town called Ijebu, and that's the story all around the place. That's the story all around the place. So we need to look at it. So when we are saying we have inflation, that the cost of goods are high, it will be high because even to commute within the town is so expensive. And these basic things, and this is not so much about building flyovers and all of that. Yes, it's good to have a good ambience, but at least the little that you have as resources, make the best use of it, and that is why we have to look at that. Of course, again, employment generation for our people, ensuring that the facilities and the opportunities that we have around us in terms of natural resources, we make the best use of it. And talking about that here in Ijebu land is our bitumen deposits. We have the second largest after Ondo State. Our deep sea port, the natural depth of water that we have in the local African zone, that is the deepest part of the Atlantic around us here. So if somebody says he's doing deep sea port in Lagos, you are going to dredge in Lagos to have a deep sea port. Here it is there naturally. So we have to get into all of those things and see how we can explore them. I mean, it's not necessarily what you can get into today and get it out the next morning, but at least there must be a consistent. Look at me, the kind of investment that have gone into refineries and all of those in Lagos in the last 7 years or 4 or 5 years by the Dangote Group. Even if they have not started operating those things, the fact of the matter is that the investment that is going there has created and generated a lot of business activities in and around that place. Those are the kind of things we have to look at. So we want to look at all of this for the benefit of our people. Human capital development, infrastructure development, functional infrastructure development, and then economic expansion, for our people, and then moral and enhancement of our value system, value orientation. So those are the areas that we are looking at. But all put together, our campaign slogan and our campaign and our objective is a greater Ogun State. Greater Ogun State because we believe we have a lot of potentials that if we push very hard, we can get better from it than we are getting.
So I want to know, sir, majority of our people, they lived in the rural areas, and then if you look at the governments in the past few years, it's like the projects are only done for people that are in the urban areas. Access roads to rural areas are not there. Many of rural people engage in agriculture, and they produce goods that before they can get them to the market, some of them get spots. Are you thinking in this direction to also improve their life over there?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned when I talk about our roads. one of the things that make that to be like, that led us to that is also that the local governments have been killed. Our local governments are not functioning in Ogun State in the last, how many years. In all my movements all around the place, and this is even as late as about 3 weeks ago when I was in Ijebu North, I went to a community, and they saying that the only market they have there, was done by the local government, during the government of October Daniel, and the only road, third road that was done there was also done, some years back. The fact of the matter is that we have to go back to our local government, and for us, I deliberately use the word rural and community roads because that is where we have the highest percentage of our people, and seriously and very convincingly is to say that we just have to look at our rural roads. I mean, some of us also grew up in the rural areas and we knew how things are. So it is not only when you get to the capital that you'll be able to see good roads. All of us cannot live in the capital. Some people have to live in those areas. So it cannot be that it's only when you get here that you see those good roads. So clearly and very serious, we combine agri and rural roads in the point that we put together. Agri because we have to support our farmers that are in the community and rural road. We have to support them with seedlings. We have to support them with storage facilities. Then we also have to support them with basic infrastructure that can make them to commute between the market and the farm, very easily. And this is also one of the reasons why we say that even the local government, even if the only thing we ask the local government to do is to face the rural roads, I think in the next 2-3 years is more than enough, because there's no part of the state I have not been to, and I know that our roads are just very bad. So definitely rural roads are one of the things.
There's no doubt that all these programs that you have mentioned, they are laudable projects, and when we look at it, how do you intend to achieve all these laudable programs without necessarily putting more burden on the people in terms of taxes and things like that?
Thank you very much. The number one thing is priority setting. The number one is priority setting. I mean, there's no government that can do all that the people want, but we may be able to set priorities. In all that we have said, these are things that we have put together over so many years. I mean, I had the opportunity of contesting once and twice before. Before then, I had the opportunity of managing the investment of the state for about 7 years, and I have gone through a lot and know fairly well what we have in that. So I think the number one thing is to be able to set your priority right. The second one is to also ensure that you take decisions that you are definitely be open to options and choices, that you take decisions that are in the best interest of the people and also for the objective that we should want to. And I mean, there are so many examples around us where this is not. I mentioned the issue of model schools just now. Even some of the bridges and flyovers that we have around us today in our state. Yes, there is nothing wrong in us having the most beautiful capital. I mean, I will also be proud of that. But again, we cannot, at the risk of doing that, now forget about so many other parts of the state. So of our activities. So we have to set the priority right. I think the third one is to also look at those areas of the state where you know that investment in infrastructure can enhance economic expansion, and that is the border towns with Lagos. We have 8 of our local governments that border Lagos, and we need to pay a bit more attention to those places. Number one, because Lagos is expanding, and they are expanding more into Ogun State, because that is Lagos is practically in the bowel of our state. So here in Ijebu land, we have Odogbolu, local government. We have Shagamu in Ogijo. We have Odogbolu local government. We have Ijebu, Waterside. At least 3. And I think part of Ijebu is thereabout. So these are areas that border Lagos that we think that we should pay a bit more attention to. These are areas that you can enhance the value of investment and also enhance economic expansion, and thereby being able to bring a lot more people into the tax net. There are a lot of people in these places, and the more you do in those places, the more people will come and live there. Where you live is where you pay your tax. But where you don't have infrastructure, if you go to the likes of Arepo, Akute, and all of these places, these are areas that can accommodate quite a number of people that have economic expansion, economic power to pay a lot of taxes, but they are not doing that because there's most of those areas have been neglected. And same thing with Ogbolu. The last time I was in Ogbolu, we also saw the way the roads are, and we know that a small bridge, a small culvert that links up with Lagos in some of these places will expand people coming around here, and that will give us a lot of opportunities and also enhance what we're trying to do here. So what I'm trying to say in essence is that priority setting is number one. Number two is also ensure that we take the right decisions at the right time that have the greatest impact on our people. And that is what makes a difference between a person that knows and also have a good heart to do the right thing, and a person that knows but does not have a good heart to do the right thing, or a person that does not even know and does not have a good heart to do the right thing. And what we are saying is that for us and for our government, by the grace of God, we know because we've been on this thing for a long time. We know because we have the experience, we've been in government, we have the capacity, we have all of that. And we can also say that having been with the people for this long, we will be on the side of people in all the decisions we are going to make. The third one is about expanding the tax net so that we can have a lot more people. The fourth one is our opportunities that we have in our state, and this abound. I just mentioned bitumen. I just mentioned the locola. In the central, we have the same thing. We have limestone. In the west, we have agric and agro-allied opportunities in the west. So we have all of this all around the place, and then we can have to find a way to also pursue this so that in the future we can expand our economy. So those are the things that would look at.
Okay. So I wish to ask some of our people that are watching us. I'm sure that a lot of them are going to be civil servants. The federal government is considering increasing the minimum wage, and some governors are asking that revenue formula should be rearranged in such a way that we allow governors to pay the minimum wage. If your government is given a chance to govern Ogun State, what are you going to do concerning this, and what are your plans for?
Well, in the first instance, I think this is already been taken to. I mean, it's already been addressed. It's already going to the National Assembly. And I think the way they want to package this is for it to become a law binding on the nation and every part of the nation. And once that is done, there's nothing anybody can do about it.
Second aspect of that question is, what are your plans for the Ogun State public servants?
Well, that is a very important part of any administration. We must get them to participate and believe in what we are doing in order for us to be able to enjoy the best of them. The plan number one is to ensure that their welfare is taken care of. It's also ensure that deductions are paid as and when due, and also ensure that we generally increase their morale. We are particularly looking at ensuring that the teachers, because if I say education is our core, then we must be able to. The teachers are the main component of that. Are well taken care of. Also to ensure that we give them opportunities that an average person enjoys in the private sector, access to facilities and to loans that they can take into to take care of things while they take it out of their salaries and all of that. But on the other side, it's also expect from them a lot of cooperation and productivity, because so that everybody can work together towards achieving what we want to do. So we will develop in our 7-point agenda. That is the seventh part of our agenda, which is about open government, and then good relationship with other tiers of government, including the public service and pensioners.
Okay. Before we go to talk about how people should vote, or how they will be able to identify the symbol of your party, your programs also for marketmen and women, Okada riders, taxi drivers, and others like that.
That is item 3 in our 7-point agenda. We should call job creation, particularly for women and youth. We are looking at that very seriously. That is the components: market women, artisans, Okada rider. Those are the people that constitute the greatest percentage of our population. And if government is for the people, then we have to really look at what is happening around there. One of the things that we want to do are 2 things. Number one is to give them opportunities for them to be able to access loans for businesses, small scale enterprises loans and facilities that does not require some of the issues and challenges that we have now around us, being locked up in a toilet and all of that. And I've done this before. As MD of Gateway Holdings, we set up, Gateway Savings and Loans. We also set up a subsidiary that was involved in, working with the private, with our people, particularly the taxi drivers, bus drivers, NATA, and all of that. At that time, we intend to expand this, particularly to market women who require just little amount of money for them to be able to do their business and do their trade. What we are going to just do to ensure is that we are able to control this very well, so that it can move around and move to as many people as possible, and then with all the artisans. And then you mentioned something about elections.
Yeah, we are going to that now.
Okay.
The ballot papers that are given to people, how would people be able to identify your party if they want to make their choice, and what are the symbols for them to look out for?
Well, our symbol is handshaking. If you permit me, I can show this. That is,
two people shaking their hands.
Yoruba, two people shaking hand. We call it Bomilowo, Bomilowo, Kimboilowo, Kajo Shoriri. So people shaking their hand. That is a symbol.
Before you bring it down, ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ fún káwọn èèyàn wa kán lè gbọ́ dáadáa, particularly àwọn tí wọ́n jẹ́ àwọn èèyàn wa ní Yorùbá. Kí ni àmì ìdánimọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ yín, àti pé ìka wo gan-an lè lò láti fi tẹ̀ sí ojú ẹ̀ fún ti ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú ti ọ̀dọ̀ yín?
Ẹ ṣé, àmì ìdánimọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ African Democratic Congress òun ni àmì Bọ̀mílọ́wọ́ kí n bọ̀ ẹ́ lọ́wọ́, kájọ ṣoríire, tí a gbé sínú nǹkan tí ó wà níbí. Ìka tí a máa sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa, tí a fi ń recommend fáwọn èèyàn wa ká lò, òun ni ìkan yìí tó ń pè ní ìka lábẹ́, tí ṣe ìka tó tẹ̀lé àtàǹpàkò. Òun ni ìka tí a máa sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa kí wọ́n lò tí wọ́n bá ti bá wa tẹ̀ sí orí ink tí wọ́n gbé síbẹ̀, wọ́n kàn bá wa tẹ̀ síwájú ẹ̀, sọ̀rọ̀ kó má lọ sí orí ibòmíì. Tí wọ́n bá ti ṣe eléyìí, wọ́n ti dìbò fún GNI nìyẹn, wọ́n sì dìbò fún assembly ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ADC tó máa bá GNI ṣiṣẹ́ nìyẹn. A sì fi ń dá wọn lójú pé lágbára Ọlọ́run a ò ní dójú tì wọ́n, lágbára Ọlọ́run àwọn nǹkan tí a sọ pé a máa ṣe, àwọn nǹkan tó ti ọkàn wa. Ìkan tí màá tún fẹ́ sọ fáwọn èèyàn wa ni wípé tí àsìkò bá dé báyìí, oríṣiríṣi nǹkan làwọn èèyàn máa gbé káàkiri, ṣùgbọ́n kò sí owó kankan tẹ́nìkankan lè fún yàn tó máa tó ná fọ́dún mẹ́rin. Tí a bá sì sọ wípé torí ẹni tó mú bóyá ẹgbẹ̀rún 5 wá àbí ẹgbẹ̀rún 2 wá, òun ló máa sọ nǹkan tá a máa ṣe. Wọ́n tiẹ̀ ní ìdìbò tó ṣe bẹ̀ ni wọ́n ń pè
títà àti rírà ìbò.
Títà àti rírà ìbò. Eléyìí tí a ṣe kọjá ní ìbò tá a di kọjá ní ìjẹ́ sátidé tó kọjá yìí, mo mọ̀ pé ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá fún ní owó yẹn gbà ẹ̀, ẹni náà kó rere. Ṣùgbọ́n tó bá yẹ pé ìdìbò kó ṣe bẹ̀, mi ò mọ bẹ̀ tẹ́ni náà tó máa sì láti gbà yẹn tó mọ tó ṣù máa kù lè sìn. Fún ìdí èyí, ẹ má jẹ́ ká ta ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa, ká ja ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa. Tí a bá dìbò láti ọkàn wa, tí ẹni náà bá tiẹ̀ wá débẹ̀, tí ò ṣe nǹkan tí a fẹ́ tó bó ṣe yẹ, tá a bá wọnú yàrá wa, tá a fọwọ́ gbá orí, tá a fọwọ́ gbá lẹ̀ pé ọ̀gbẹ́ni àdàbí tí ìbá ṣe pé ìbò látọkàn ni mo dì fún ẹ, Ọlọ́run gan á bá wọn, Ọlọ́run gan á gbàdúrà olúwẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n tí ó bá jẹ́ pé envelope la fi dìbò tá a dì, kò sí irú àdàbí tá a lè pè, kò sí irú nǹkan tá a lè sọ tẹ́niyàn bá tẹ̀ gbọ́ tó wa mọ́ lọ́dún mẹ́rin, wá ní òun wú ti ra ìbò lọ́wọ́ wa. Ẹ má jẹ́ kí èyí máa tún bẹ àwọn èèyàn wa kọ́ má jẹ́. Ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá rẹ́ni tó bá yẹ pé ó bá jẹ yó, tí bóyá ọ̀nà tó yẹ kó ṣe fún wa tí ò ṣe, àbí hospital tó yẹ kó kọ́ tí ò kọ́, àbí títì tó yẹ kó ṣe tí ò ṣe, àbí owó tó yẹ kó àbí owó deduction tó yẹ kó san tí ò san, tó bá wá ní owó tó ti ń kó pamọ́, tó bá lóun fẹ́ máa pín káàkiri, owó ààbò la fi ṣàbúlàlejò nìyẹn. Ìyẹn ò dẹ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ di pé ìyẹn láti máa tún wá ta ọjọ́ ọdún mẹ́rin míì fún irú olúwẹ̀. Ìyẹn ni màá tún béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn èèyàn wa, máa fi bẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn wa pé inú eléyìí kó jẹ́ ká dìbò láti ọkàn wa, and bí mo ṣe máa sọ ni pé ní sáà yìí ìbò ọkàn wa tó máa fún ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn ní ìlọsíwájú ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn káàkiri ní gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn igun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn òun ni ẹgbẹ́ African Democratic Congress ẹgbẹ́ bọ̀mílọ́wọ́ kí n bá lọ.
As we are running off now because time is almost far spent, I want to talk to your people both in Yoruba and in English what you want from them as we go into another round of polls on Saturday.
Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́. Well, I thank our people for this opportunity to talk to you. As we go to the polls on Saturday, I, Gboyega Isiaka, contesting for the governorship of Ogun State, and other candidates of ADC, request your support, request your vote, and we promise that we will make life more abundant, we will pursue a greater Ogun State, we will ensure peace in our land. Our party is a party of peace. I think it's the only party today that is not, clouded with rancors and that doesn't have crisis. Others are fighting themselves all around the place. And when people begin to fight themselves all around the place like that, even when they get into government, they will continue with all those fights. Because we want peace in Ogun State, because we want progress in Ogun State, because we want development in Ogun State, and because we want the best for Ogun State, African Democratic Congress, ADC, and your brother, your son, your uncle, and Adegboyega Nasiru Isiaka, your candidate for ADC, is the best choice for the governor of Ogun State, and I promise you that we'll do the best for the state. Mo kí ẹ̀yin èèyàn wa nílé a kú gbáradì ìbò tí ó ń bọ̀. Mo fẹ́ fi dá lójú pé ẹgbẹ́ wa ẹgbẹ́ African Democratic Congress ẹgbẹ́ kan tí lóṣooṣù ní ìpínlẹ̀ ìlẹ́ni tí kò sí jàgídíjàgan tí kò sí ìjà nínú ẹ̀ tí ó ṣe pé gbogbo ẹ̀ bó bá òbú lẹ́sẹ̀ tí ó sì pé wọ́n ń bára wọn jà lọ bára wọn jà bọ̀ òun ni kẹ́ bá wa dìbò fún. A fi ń dá lójú wípé ìṣọ̀kan tó wà láàrin wa ẹ̀mí ìsìn èèyàn tó wà láàrin wa tí a fi ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tá à ń ṣe òun náà la máa gbé déjọba. A máa rí i pé gbogbo nǹkan tí ó tọ́ àti tó yẹ fún gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn pátápátá nípa ètò ẹ̀kọ́ wa nípa health wa àti gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó kù la máa rí i pé a ṣe tí ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn sì máa lọ síwájú. Lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín fún àǹfààní tẹ́ fún wa. Kẹ́ jáde ní yanturu ká dìbò fún ẹgbẹ́ bọ̀ mí lọ́wọ́ kí n bọ̀ ẹ́ lọ́wọ́ kí ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn kó ṣe oríire kí inú ilé wa kó ṣe oríire kí Akílẹ̀ Ìjẹ̀bú kó ṣe oríire kí Nàìjíríà kó ṣe oríire oríire náà ní tán lọ́dẹ wa. Ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́.
And that's it, viewers. We want to thank you for taking your time to watch us today. You have heard from Prince Gboyega Nasiru Isiaka, the governorship candidates of ADC in Ogun State. Saturday is coming. Please let us go out and exercise our franchise. Sir, we want to thank you for even coming to our station, even with this short notice. We hope that when next we call on you, you will actually oblige us. And we hope that once again that when you get there, you will not forget the people of Ijebu, and you will not also forget NT Ijebodi. Thank you for coming. We wish you success as we go to polls on Saturday. And that's it, viewers. We will meet again very shortly. From me, Yemi Dalima, I'm saying have a wonderful evening.